everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, starseed astrologer and spiritual messenger from sacredsoulempowerment.com. Here to do your monthly angel card reading for September 2017. For this monthly angel card reading, we're going to be using a new deck called the Archangel Power Tarot Card. Some of you may have them, but this is a new deck for me, so I'm excited to use it for this monthly video. And your special message card, depending on your stone of choice, is also going to come from a fairly new deck of mine called The Magical Messages from Your Fairies by Doreen Virtue. So for this monthly reading, let's start by looking at your stones of choice. Your first stone of choice is red line jasper. Now, the red line jasper helps in rectifying unjust circumstances in your life. It helps to provide a feeling of being rescued or assisted or helped along the way with certain challenging circumstances. And it helps to also prevent certain setbacks, if you will, within your life. The second stone of choice is clamshell jasper. And the clamshell jasper is a really powerful protection against things that aren't good for you. Okay, so it also helps to ease any emotional distress that you might be feeling in your life. It also helps to bring this feeling of well-being and serenity and relaxation. And then your last stone of choice is sodalite. And hopefully you can see that this is a really dark blue color. It almost looks black, but it's actually a very, very dark blue color with white striations in it. And the sodalite is a watery stone, so it relates to the emotional realm, but it also relates, because of that blue color, to both the throat chakra, speaking your truth clearly and concisely, and the third eye chakra, which is clairvoyance and clear seeing. This is going to help with emotional healing because of that relationship to the water element. It's going to assist with any kind of stress or nervousness, and even frustration or anger or fear types of situations. This is also helpful to getting in touch with a higher type of wisdom. And that's again related to that third eye. So again, your stones of choice for this monthly reading are the red line jasper, the clamshell jasper, and the sodalite. All right, so let's go ahead and put those aside, and let's start by talking about the energy of the month of September. Now, we all made it through August. August 2017 was that big month that we talked about. We had a full moon lunar eclipse, and we had a new moon solar eclipse, along with Mercury retrograde, and Mercury still is retrograde for part of this month of September. And then we had a couple of heavy-duty planets in August that changed directions. Uranus changed directions and started to go retrograde in the beginning of the month, and then towards the end of August we had Saturn turning to direct motion, starting to move forward again. So I mention all of this as a recap because as we move into September, it may seem like the astrological energy is not as huge or intense as it was for last month. But you have to remember and realize that the eclipse energies that we had last month are energies that are going to last for weeks to come and even months to come. So basically for the rest of this year of 2017, we're under the influence of that redirection energy, the change energy, the transformation energy of those eclipses that we experienced in August. So keep that in mind, especially, as the intensity of those energies have now cleared as we move into September. This is where we'll start to see how things are being redirected or how they might start unfold in our lives. But before we specifically get to the astrology for September, I do want to mention the universal month vibration for September. So September is going to be a 1 universal month, and we are in a 1 universal year. Of course, 2017, we add those numbers together, and that's where we get a 10, and we reduce that down to the 1. Now, if we take that 10 vibration, let's take the double digit of what 2017 equals. If we take that 10 vibration of 2017 and we add it to September, September is the 9th month, and what do we get? We get the number 19. Now 19 is a karmic number, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But if we want to reduce that down to a single digit so we can talk about it in more simplistic terms to begin, we'll take that 1 plus that 9 of the 19 and add that together, and we'll get a 10 again. And then 1 plus 0 equals a 1. So essentially, September is a one universal month within a one universal year. And the number 1 is always about new beginnings, new birth, new directions, new opportunities. It's about a new path. So after all of that eclipse energy of last month, and August was a 9-month within a 1 year. So August was the time of endings within the time of new beginnings. Now we have the 1 month in the 1 year, so it's a time of new beginnings within a time of new beginnings. Now it doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to be easy. When we're in a time of new birth, when we're in a time of new beginnings, that energy sometimes in the beginning is challenging because we don't know what we're supposed to be working towards. We don't know what the new opportunity is or the new path is necessarily. Some of you might know, but a lot of us don't. We just know that the old way is no longer valid. The old way has been cleared away and purged from our lives. The old way isn't working anymore, and now we have to find a new way. And so as we're going through the beginning stages of this birth, it might take us some weeks and even some months again before we have more of a clear picture of what that means. Okay, the clarity will come with time. So just know now that as we start out on this new beginning path, you have to have trust and faith, you know, a lot of times, because again, we don't know what's ahead of us. But it is a time of opportunity. Okay, that we can definitely say. This is a time to look for those new opportunities or grab those opportunities or make those new opportunities for yourself in this life. Now let's look at the double digit for a minute. The 19. So again, we take the 10 universal year energy of 2017, add it to September, and we get 19. And I want to talk briefly about that because 19 is one of the 4 karmic numbers that we look at in numerology. And the number 19 is about learning to stand on your own 2 feet. And it's about also learning that while you're trying to stand on your own 2 feet, while you're trying to find and merge in with your aspect of your own self-identity, your own independent nature, that you also at the same time can't always do it all by yourself and have to look for community, that you have to look for others and ask others for assistance and support. That's the karmic aspect of it, because not everybody feels like they can ask for support, or not everybody feels like they can be the recipient of assistance or even blessings from the universe for that matter. And if we take the number 1 of this 19, again, that talks about the individual. And that's why we say standing on your own 2 feet. We're focusing on what our self-identity is, our courage, our confidence, our ability to make our way, our ability to forge ahead independently. But the number 9 within that 19 vibration, the 9 is a completion number. The 9 is about, again, humanitarian efforts, and it's about the larger group, the larger collective. And this is where, again, we have to also allow ourselves to receive assistance, again, whether it's blessings from the universe or assistance from friends or groups or loved ones. We have to, again, learn to ask for that assistance and know that we can't always do it alone. Now, the number 1 is about new beginnings, and the number 9 is about endings. And so this is also going to give us an indication that this month of September, even though it's technically a 1 month and a 1 year, which is all about new beginnings, that aspect of the 9 within the 19 says that there's still some endings going on. There's still some purging that needs to be done. There's still some releasing that we're doing. So we're tying up loose ends. So don't feel like you're behind in the game. Don't feel like you have to rush forward. It's going to be a balancing act between taking charge and making your way and forging a new plan and forging ahead, which is again that 1 energy. We're balancing that with the go with the flow, surrender, have trust and faith, and allow for divine timing to take place. That's the number 9. The 19th major arcana is the Sun card in the tarot. Now that's a beautiful, beautiful card. The Sun card is about being recognized for who you are. It's about shining your light. It's about being successful. It's about being courageous and confident. It's a wonderful card. It usually indicates career success. Let's just say it indicates success in all areas of your life. And again, it brings in these wonderful blessings. Now, I feel with this aspect, this month of September that we're in, and with the vibrations that we're going to, that number 19 with the Sun card has an aspect of letting yourself really shine your light. Step into your truth and shine that truth out to others. Again, that's part of the essence of the Sun card. So I feel like we're learning to be more confident in ourselves. We're learning to understand that we are a part of that light of the universe or of God. And again, we're here to shine our light in whatever way that might be. Shine it out there in your career, shine it out there with your friends and people that you know, shine it out there in your love relationships. And actually, in shining that light, it actually brings in a lot of abundance and prosperity, because again, you're shining a certain vibration out, and it's going to attract the similar vibration in, which can be financial rewards, rewards in love and relationships, rewards with movement, being, again, recognized for who you are and what you're here doing out in the world, how you're shining your light is going to be appreciated. So let's go ahead now and talk about just the highlights of the month of September astrologically. I'm not going to go through each and every one. That's what the weekly readings are for. So to look at the highlights, and actually the first week of September is pretty important because we start out with Mars, the planet of energy, action. It's an activator planet. When Mars moves through the zodiac and connects with other planets, it activates an energy. So Mars on the 2nd of September is activating Uranus. It's in a positive aspect to Uranus, and Uranus is about change and freedom and redirection and unexpected happenings and surprising energies. But again, this is a positive aspect. So this can really, the first couple of days of the month, really bring in some positive redirections. Maybe some redirections that you weren't thinking about or planning on. Again, it might be a surprising kind of redirection, but I feel like it's a very positive thing nonetheless. Now, on the 3rd of September, we have Mercury, which is still retrograde, and it's connecting with Mars, okay? So it's connecting with Mars in about the 28th degree of Leo. Now, what's interesting about that is that the 28th degree of Leo was the degree where the new Moon Solar Eclipse was on August 21st. So the fact that Mercury and Mars are coming together on or and around that 28th degree of Leo is going to activate that eclipse energy. Really, the eclipse energy is activated for about the first week or so of September. But on the 3rd, again, Mercury is bringing in new ideas, new plans, new thoughts, new inspirations, and Mars, again, is still activating that degree. And again, just coming off of that connection with Uranus. So those are some powerful first few days of the month. On the 5th of September, Mars is now moving into Virgo, okay? It's moving out of Leo and moving into Virgo. Also on the 5th of September, Mercury goes direct at that 28th degree of Leo, again, the degree of the solar eclipse. So as Mercury is slowing down the first few days of the month of September and getting ready to turn direct on the 5th of September, it's stationed right on that eclipse degree. So again, listen to the messages coming in, listening to the inspirational aha moments that you have, the ideas that are flowing in. These are all divinely channeled information and messages from your angels and guides and from your higher self. Now, on the 6th, we have a full moon in Pisces. Now, it's not an eclipse. We don't have any more eclipses now until January 2018. But the full moon, again, is a time of endings and releasing. So again, the full moon at 13 degrees of Pisces, and Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, and a full moon is already about endings and releasing as well. This is really a time of cleansing now, especially the 2 weeks following this full moon until our new moon, which we'll get to later in the month. So again, that's where that balancing act of purging, releasing, but yet new beginnings comes into play. And then on the 9th, Mercury now moves out of Leo and into Virgo. So now we have a lot of Virgo energy happening, okay? We're in that time of the earth sign Virgo, which is practical, and it's about analyzing things, it's about organizing things, it's about preparation, you know, so it's definitely that aspect of the mental realm and the mind. Then we're going to skip all the way. Well, let's go ahead and talk about the 16th of September because Mercury and Mars comes together again, but now it's coming together in Virgo instead of Leo, okay? So back on the 3rd, it was coming together at that 28th degree of Leo, which was hitting that eclipse degree, the solar eclipse degree of August. And then on the 16th of September, Mercury and Mars comes together again, but now it's coming together in the sign of Virgo. So really making a plan, really analyzing and picking apart what the next thing is. It's like critiquing things. It's like rather than going into the critical or judgmental mode of the Virgo, go into the using discernment aspect of Virgo. So we're discerning things, we're organizing things, we're researching things, we're coming up with a plan with that Virgo energy on the 16th with Mercury and Mars there. Then on the 19th and 20th, depending on where in the world you're located as far as your time zone, we have our new moon in Virgo at 27 degrees. Okay, so now we can really move into that time of new beginnings. Also on the 19th, Venus now moves into Virgo. Okay, so now we have Mercury in Virgo, Venus in Virgo, Mars in Virgo. The sun is still in Virgo for a couple of days yet. So a lot of Virgo energy happening. And then on the 22nd, that's when the sun will move out of Virgo into the sign of Libra, the sign of partnerships, relationships, balance, and harmony. So from the 22nd of September until about the 21st, 22nd of October, that's when the shift starts to slowly shift into that, again, relationship area of our lives, keeping things balanced. And it's also about justice. Libra is about the scales of justice. So there's going to be that sense of justice there too. And then we're going to go to the 28th of September because we have a couple of things. Jupiter is opposing Uranus. Jupiter is in the sign of Libra, that sign of relationship and partnership, and it's opposing Uranus in Aries, which is, you know, Aries is about new beginnings and independence and the self. But now Jupiter is about expansion and Uranus is about new ways of approaching things, and it's about freedom and breaking free of limitations. So with these two planets opposing one another, whenever we have an opposition, that energy usually plays out with other people in our lives, other organizations or groups of people in our lives, or with outside circumstances, okay? So here we have kind of an expansion energy. I feel like this is about relationship energies, maybe again some redirection with that going on. It's about expanding our perceptions and our belief systems to start believing in a kind of fifth dimensional, higher vibrational way. You know, start uplifting your belief systems and thinking more positively, thinking more future oriented, thinking in a way that progresses humanity or progresses your life in the most positive way. Also on the 28th, Pluto, the planet of power, control, death, rebirth, transformation, regeneration, transmutation, is going to direct motion. So basically, those couple of days before and maybe a day or two after, before Pluto goes direct on the 28th, those are the days that we're going to feel this upsurge of that Plutonian energy, okay? So there could be some power and control things happening in the collective or within your own personal lives. There's, again, this huge intensity of death and rebirth, purging, cleansing, releasing, transmuting lower vibrations that's happening towards the end of the month. And then at the very end of the month, on the 29th, looks like Mercury is now moving out of Virgo and moving into the sign of Libra. So now again, we have more of a shift into that relationship sign of Libra. Our communications with other people will begin to be highlighted a little bit more, especially as we move into October. So let's go ahead and take a look at the messages from the Archangel Power Tarot deck for the month of September. This is for everybody. And I already meditated and pulled these cards. So let's turn over the first card. Okay, so we have Major Arcana number 14, and in this deck it's called Solutions with Archangel Zadkiel. I'm going to turn it over and read the message at the bottom, and then we'll show you the card again. It says, success that comes from objective compromise, self-control and patience, forgiving and healing energy. So I find it interesting that it's called Solutions, because that brings in that Virgo energy. Virgo is a sign of the zodiac that deals with solutions. It's like they want to analyze, they want to understand, they're very logical. I need solutions to these situations in my life. And that's exactly what this card talks about. Now, in the traditional tarot, number 14 Major Arcana is the Temperance card. And the Temperance does speak of balance and patience. And that's exactly what this card also said as far as one of the messages at the bottom. It says to have a little bit more patience. Again, that idea of surrender, letting go, and allowing divine timing to take place. So, you know, be logical, but not overly logical. You know, we have to, again, balance the logic of the mental realm with the flowing surrender, faith, and trust of the emotional or the spiritual realm. Okay, we're allowing things to unfold, but we're also taking action at the same time based on messages that we're getting. So solutions will start to become apparent, okay? Let me see if there's anything else I can get from this card. I feel like they're saying your angels are lighting the way. You're being guided, so pay attention to the messages. Sometimes we think that we're just having ideas in our head, or we're having a conversation with ourselves in our head. A lot of times, again, especially if we're balanced, so meditation being important, if we're balanced, sometimes those are divine messages from your angels and guides. It might sound like you're talking to yourself, but if it's uplifting, beneficial, positive kinds of communications in there, then again, this can be inspirational messages from the universe, from your angels and guides, solutions to the questions that you're asking starting to appear. So you're being divinely guided. And I feel like we're nearing the end of the challenge energy. Now, we're always going to have fluctuations and ups and downs, but if you look here, this angel, the light in the background, is starting to shine through the clouds. And I feel like we're moving towards that. We're moving towards that energy of the light starting to shine through. We're starting to see the way. We're starting to see what's being highlighted for us as we move forward on our paths. Let's go ahead and take a look at the second card for more information. Okay, so this is the Queen of Gabriel, which in the traditional tarot is the Queen of Fire or the Queen of Wands. And at the top it says, passionate, charming, brilliant, and independent. The bottom, I love this message. It says, you can do anything right now. You can do anything right now. Go after what you want. The ability to attract helpful people. So remember how I said the number 9, that part of the 19, that is the 9, where you have to ask for help from others or start to look for assistance or support from the collective or from other groups of like-minded people. That's what this card is saying too. Start to reach out to other people. The Queen of Wands is about spreading your wings. Spreading your wings, being more confident, being more courageous and moving forward, being more passionate about life, feeling more positive, knowing that you can do anything that you desire, okay? The Queen always has that nurturing quality because she's the Queen. But this fire element says that she can merge that nurturing, divine feminine element with this divine masculine element of fire, and again, being passionate and independent and forward moving and really taking charge of her life. That's why it's often expressed as it's time to spread your wings. And this says you can do anything right now. So this is a very, very positive message. I feel like doing some sort of meditation on the sacral chakra area. And they're saying also the solar plexus chakra area would be very helpful, because the sacral chakra, that orange color, is the chakra of creative self-expression and passion. And the yellow, or the solar plexus chakra, which is more yellow in color, is again about our sense of power, okay? And this does have kind of an energy of that power behind it. Let's take a look at the last card. We've got another major arcana. So see, we can tell that this is a very important month, as was August. It's like endings, new beginnings really happening here. And this is Major Arcana number 16. And in this deck, it's called Change Your Life with Archangel Chamuel. And Archangel Chamuel is the archangel that assists us with our life purpose. Okay? The message at the bottom says a sudden revelation that offers freedom. Remember that freedom energy with Uranus. Break free of procrastination. Okay, time to stop procrastinating, to stop overanalyzing and overthinking things. It's like you're being guided as to what to do. You're given messages as what to do. You know what to do. You know what you want to do. So break free of that procrastination. Now is the time. Embrace the opportunities that change brings. Again, change your life. Now in the traditional tarot, this is the Tower card. And the Tower card is about radical change in our environment. It's about changes outside of us that are starting to happen. Changes within your job, your life path, changes within your finances, changes within where you're living. So there may be a move, changes within relationships. Maybe some are ending, maybe some are beginning, new ones coming in. So this is radical movement and change. And just as it says, change your life. This is, when I look at this, you know, imagery, if you can really just look at the imagery here for a minute, it's not as scary as the traditional Tower card. The Tower card often has a building and it's on fire, it's being hit by a lightning bolt, there's a person or two that are falling out of the building. This one doesn't have that. This one does have like skyscrapers in the background, and it almost looks like a cityscape here, but it's got an angel over here to the side. See the angel? And the angel, it's almost like these light beams, which in the traditional tarot card would be the lightning bolt energy. But it's almost like these light beams are either coming from the heavens or coming from this angel's lit up crown chakra here. So it's got a more gentle feeling to it. You know, again, you're being divinely guided and protected as you're making these changes. It doesn't have to be scary. It's not as scary as it might appear to be. So allow or ask even for that gentle approach, that gentleness of energy to come in and assist with whatever these changes are. Now let's go ahead and quickly look at your divine special messages before we run out of time here. So for those of you that chose the red line Jasper, okay, so we're going to give the fairy cards a little shuffle here and ask the fairies. This one popped right up. Red line Jasper. Patience, please. Okay, patience, please. It says, what you're asking for is coming about. Have patience, as these are unseen factors. There are unseen factors that need to occur first. So there's something about divine timing. There's something about circumstances and energies needing to line up perfectly before things start to fall into place. So don't push, don't get impatient, don't become frustrated. If you have some patience and you just, again, allow and go with the flow, surrender, allow and go with the flow, that all is going to be unfolding in divine timing as those energies and situations line up appropriately, okay? For those of you that chose the clamshell Jasper, this one keeps drawing my attention. Your desires within reach. I love it, love it. It says, have faith as everything is working in your favor. Have faith as everything is working in your favor. Your desire is within reach. So again, it almost has that feeling of having to have a little bit of patience, having patience and faith and trust. Everything is coming together perfectly. Look at the beautiful colors of this card. We got beautiful green of the heart chakra. We have beautiful purple of the crown chakra, opening up to divine wisdom and guidance. We even have that light blue in the wings of the fairy, which is the throat chakra and speaking your truth, even speaking the truth to the universe. And the pink of her dress, the fairy's dress, again, heart chakra, unconditional love, energy of self. This is a beautiful card, beautiful message. And for those of you that chose the Sodalite, gotta be quick here. Sodalite, oh, Sodalite. This one keeps wanting to, easy does it. This has another patience factor here. Stop trying so hard to control everything and all the doors will open for you. Again, Have patience as you're moving. Don't push. As you push, you almost create a resistance. If you let things unfold in its own divine timing, look at the rainbow. The blessings start pouring in as you just let go and allow things to unfold in the timing that they were meant to. Don't worry about the how, the what, the where. Just allow and let things show themselves to you. Beautiful messages, wonderful reading. I look forward to seeing you all on the weekly readings. I send you all much love and light and many, many angel blessings. Mwah. Namaste, everyone.